Hey, what's up, everyone? Mike here with the watch list video for Friday, September 22nd. This is the SPY, the daily. Starting to get interesting now. We're seeing 2 good days of selling. To me, what that means is we're going to have some setups finally. I had several bounce plays on watch coming into today, and the one I gave over the mic, for those that weren't in chat, I'm trying to kind of scroll over. I think it looked about like this when I mentioned, well, actually, let me go back. I pointed out that I like this over 104 when it was about this time of day, right? I was going over the morning stuff and said the only possible one from the list that could be, well, there was two of them, Carvana and this one, could be a gap down bounce play setup. And I said ELF was one of them through 104, and I'd like it to happen in the afternoon. So then scroll forward, and then somewhere around the 2 o'clock, hey, what are we watching for the afternoon? I reiterated ELF as a bounce play, which means the 104 with the earlier high just above, or you might have said I want to wait for the high of day break, which is very close, 104.08, right? Anyway, so it breaks 104 and went to over 106. It went to 106.38, so $2.38 move, and the risk was about, if I remember correctly, 55 cents. It never was underwater, though, so there's a good example, and we'll go back to the daily. There's a good example. Let's take today's candle out of it, of an ugly chart, having it on watch, very clean setup, right? I don't hold overnight, so, but this you could argue that, hey, this might have 2 or 3 more up days, who knows? But that's not how I trade. But it gave a nice day trade, and so when I go back to the SPY and I see things starting to get a little hairy, we're going to find more and more bounce plays setting up and hopefully get some more A+ setups, right? SGBX. This is my watch list for Friday. You guys know I don't hold overnight, so this one just had good relative strength because the market was ugly, right? And it went all the way up to almost looks like 220 before settling at $1.81. But there might have been some market weakness kind of dragging this one down. It's at 202 right now, about an hour left in after hours. So it's trading up here and after hours. Certainly worth watching tomorrow with the relative strength. AVGR, let me zoom in a little bit, but this one's got to be on watch with this crazy move. Had a gap down today. That is just as simple as I always say, crazy stocks attract crazy day traders like me. So I got to watch that one. I already talked about ELF. This might have a follow-through day tomorrow. Again, we're going to watch it. I'm not going to treat it as a bounce play. I'm going to just treat it as looking for a bounce play continuation, if you will. So we know what to look for in chat, and we will. OBIO just had a really nice 4-day move, and then you had a couple days lower, but not that much lower on lower volume. So I do think that's worth watching for a possible turn back up. ARM has only been trading for 5 days, something like that, 6 days, whatever. But you go to 15-minute candles, there's the opening candles high right where my horizontal line is. So it never broke its early high today. Same with yesterday, same with the day before, same with the day before, and same with the day before, and same with the opening day. In other words, its high of the day was put in the opening, I'd say the opening hour each day, right? This one came close to taking out the highs. So what I'd like to see tomorrow would be a day like today, only an afternoon break of its early high. You might get, you might be surprised to get some people piling in it because it's a recent IPO. So that one's on watch. Carvana did not give the bounce play entry today, but I'm going to put it right back on watch. It's very, very strong. It's got a lot of shorts, and then all of a sudden you get 5 days in a row down. It's still a good setup for a possible trade if we get an A+ setup. Rumble, RUM just goes back on the bounce watch. No trades in it today. NKLA. I've been talking about how strong this was. Now you've got 3 days in a row on declining volume. Ugly daily. I mean, not a really pretty daily, but I really did like the move. I watched it trade all the way up here. And then it's only a partial retrace down to the 20-day. So I do think that's still worth watching for a turn back up tomorrow. IONQ, whenever I have something on bounce watch and it puts in another red day, guess what I do? I throw it right back on bounce watch. No trades in it today. MBLY is really got some great relative strength and an inside day today. So let's keep our eyes on that one. And lastly, COSM. Let me zoom in a little bit. You can get a better look at it. There, I like that look. All right, so it topped out back here. at $1.86 right there, and it's getting real close to that again. Over that, you could call like maybe a mini breakout. So that one goes on watch. I'm going to leave it at that. We'll add gappers together in the pre-market as we always do, and we'll watch those as well as this list. And let's catch a couple good trades tomorrow. All right, have a good night. We'll see you in chat.